Just know I'm going to sacrifice my body and lay it on the line tonight to prove that these group of girls, coach, no coach, whatever, can be anybody.
You are looking live at downtown Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome, LFL fans. Mitch Mortaza inside the booth of LFL Football Night. And tonight we're on the verge of history. The Omaha Heart taking on the Dallas Desire. Let's get back to Omaha here. Not the kind of history they're looking for. They've been outscored a total of 143-0 their previous two games. And with no signs of improvement, they fired their head coach, Tony DeRamus, and his entire staff. So tonight, the Omaha Heart will be the first ever player-coach team. And for your thoughts on that, Mr. Bobby Hugo, have you ever been in that position?
Never. In fact, Omaha has nothing to lose tonight. They're a little bit excited, too. I talked to the captain, Shalyn Durham, and Sarah Robinson, who's going to be calling the shots on the offense tonight. They're excited because they have nothing to lose. They're going to go wide open football. They actually think the pressure is on Dallas tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. Let's take a look at the Western Conference standings here. You could see tonight with a win, Dallas, Seattle, and Los Angeles will be in a three-way tie at 3-1. Enter the point differential system. That is our tiebreaker, with Seattle and Dallas holding a comfortable lead over Los Angeles. So it's rather simple for Dallas tonight. Win and you're in the postseason. For a closer look at the Dallas Desire, let's go down to the field with Desi Mitchison.
Thanks, guys. Dallas has been the Cinderella team of 2016. They're on the verge of going 3-1 with a berth in the playoffs. How have they gotten to this point? On the backs of several horses, starting with quarterback Michelle Angel, who continues to develop in this offense. But the real story in Dallas has been the emergence of Jade Randall, a favorite to win Rookie of the Year and a dark horse for league MVP honors. The Harvard grad has been consistent on both sides of the ball. According to several members of the team and the coaching staff, individual recognition is great, but their sights are set on the playoffs and a Legends Cup run. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Desi. It's week 14 of LFL Football Night. Shalyn Durham and the Omaha Heart battling Michelle Angel and the surging Dallas Desire. Say it with me, America.
Kickoff is next. Back to Omaha, Nebraska on LFL Football Night. A beautiful arena, the Ralston Arena, the Dallas Desire taking on the Omaha Heart.
Dallas is heavy favorites tonight. It's going to be a tall order for Omaha to come up with an upset victory.
In order to do that, they would have to beat the Dallas Desire, the upstart Desire with the playoffs on the line. And that is Courtney White deep to receive. Great blocking up front, has an opening. And nobody's going to catch Courtney White. White into the end zone. And that is the first kickoff return for a score all season.
Bam! White lightning in a bottle. Watch Danielle Hawkins right there, a great block to get Omaha out of their lanes and created a huge wide open alley for Courtney White to go coast to coast. Unbelievable start for Dallas.
How about Hawkins on that crackback block, taking out two Omaha defenders? And just like that, Dallas is up 6-0.
That scheme was developed by the Bullet brothers. You take them out of their lane and it creates a big hole. Wow, what a start for Dallas.
A lot of headlines go to Victoria Thomas and Jade Randall in Dallas, and rightfully so. But Courtney White has been the spark plug for this Desire offense as Cassandra Ashley completes the extra point attempt. That'll give Dallas a 7-0 lead.
Courtney White, if you remember, early in the season, she looked like a deer in headlights her first game out there. She fumbled the ball in the shotgun. She fumbled the ball twice, in fact. But now, the last few games, she's playing like an all-fantasy player.
That's a look at Alex Drake, the free agent quarterback signing from the New England Liberty. Drake signing a one-game contract with the Omaha Heart.
She has a lot of arm talent. She is really excited to play tonight for Omaha.
There's a look at her 2016 passing stats. Not an impressive rookie season. There's a handoff to Nikki Bernhardt. And look at Bernhardt getting to the outside and into the end zone. That is not a sight these Heart fans have seen a lot this season. Bernhardt felt like she was shot out of a cannon.
Boom goes the dynamite. Who would have called this the first play from scrimmage? Bernhardt, watch this cutback. Unbelievable cut right there. The corners don't come up from the outside to contain, and she goes into the end zone. Incredible start for Omaha.
And give credit to that front line of Omaha, specifically Vanessa Regis, holding her block against Danielle Hawkins. That's what enabled Bernhardt to score. Alex Drake now on a quarterback keeper. No good. That is Shantae Cherie on the tackle. Our score will remain 7-6 Dallas. And speaking of Dallas, we sat down with starting quarterback Michelle Angel.
Michelle, do you think your performances this season have silenced any critics?
You know, I definitely think I've silenced some critics. Not only me, but my team in general. No one thought we were going to be where we are today. And to be honest, I haven't heard anything from the critics in quite some time. So we're just ready to go out there and make this official.
Michelle Angel is having an outstanding season. You can see her numbers right there, but you have to give a lot of the credit to the coaching staff. Terrence and Melvin Bullitt have really put some time in with Angel, and she is playing great football all season long.
The rookie coaches of Dallas playing dividends in this season. That is Cassandra Ashley on a 14-yard carry, enough for a first down.
Ashley doesn't touch the football much, especially because of the way Victoria Thomas is playing and also Courtney White. But she has the talent. They think she can play running back, and in that two-back set, she's going to see the ball more often.
A 1st and 10 ball at the Omaha 21-yard line. This is an end-around reverse to Shantae Cherie, wide open. And that corner did not stay home. What a play call by offensive coordinator Melvin Bullitt.
That's according to the game plan. Coach Bullitt saw the corners they attack. They don't contain. There's nobody out there on the reverse. She could have walked in backwards. She could have moonwalked in the end zone. Great call by Coach Bullitt.
Shantae Cherie, and that is Sarah Robinson. They brought in Robinson as a player coach consultant, and you can see she's a bit shell-shocked early in this game. A handoff to Cassandra Ashley again. So within a minute, Dallas scores consecutively, and they'll take a 15-6 lead.
Attacking the weakness of that Omaha defense, the corners, Amanda Hogan and Stephanie Baer, they just don't contain. They're running outside. There's nobody there. They're walking into the end zone.
Now let's meet the starters for Omaha's offense.
Lindsay Noble, wide receiver.
Marissa Mitchell,
You're a receiver.
Vanessa Regis, center.
Lauren Fogel, tight end.
Deja Phillips, tight end.
Nikki Bernhardt, running back. Alex Drake, quarterback.
To have any shot tonight, Omaha has to have a big game from quarterback Alex Drake. She has to attack the secondary, especially deep.
They're not going to give it to Drake here. That is Nikki Bernhardt. Bernhardt opened the game on that impressive touchdown run, and again looking good on that 5-yard carry.
Early in the season, we questioned the coach from Omaha and why Bernhardt did not get the football. We thought she has much talent as anybody on this roster. Finally, she's getting a chance tonight to touch the football.
Bernhardt barely used, and fired head coach offensive coordinator Tony DeRamis. Now seeing some footage on Bernhardt, really balling tonight early. From the shotgun, Alex Drake, a 2nd and 5, and just throws it away. That is a smart play by Drake. That has been one of the criticisms on number 16. She has turned it over way too often.
She's a smart quarterback. She threw it away right there. Coach Bullitt, he told me before the game, he's not going to throw a lot of blitzes at Drake because he just thinks his defensive line is so strong. They're going to manhandle the offensive line of Omaha. Fogel, Phillips, and Regis, he doesn't think he needs to blitz, and it showed right there. Victoria Thomas went in untouched to the quarterback.
Drake will remain in the shotgun on a 3rd and 5 play. This looks to be a little bit of confusion. Drake will keep it. No gain. That is Victoria Thomas on the tackle, setting up a crucial 4th and 5 early.
I expect to see a lot of that tonight. She's only been here in Omaha for a week, and she doesn't know this offense that well, and it showed right there. A lot of miscommunication in the backfield.
Alex Drake committed to returning to the New England Liberty in 2017. But when we met with her earlier this week, she said she just wanted to get more reps, and this was a great signing for her.
I like her a lot. She reminds me of an old gym rat. She just wants to play as much football as she possibly can, and she gladly came out here to Omaha.
That is a 4th and 5 handoff to Nikki Bernhardt. No chance there.
as the entire Dallas team really cued in on number 18, tackled by Lindsey Gaffney and Shantae Cherie. That will bring us to a media timeout, 15-6 Dallas.
DonJoy, protecting LFL athletes and the game.
Back to LFL football night. Dallas with an early 15-6 lead. And now their offense going to work. Michelle Angel down the field, has a receiver. And Jade Randall dropped a sure touchdown.
Perfect pass from Michelle Angel to Randall. Randall doesn't do that. She doesn't drop many balls, but I got to give Lauren Fogel credit. She stayed right with Jade Randall and made a good play, but it should have been caught by Randall.
What about Michelle Angel in that placement? She has matured in this offense and felt very comfortable in the pocket.
A lot of young quarterbacks, you're absolutely right, would go outside and try to go outside containment. She steps up in the pocket, climbs the ladder, and threw a strike.
A 2nd and 10 handoff, Victoria Thomas. And look at her just explode. And they're going to mark her out at about the 2-yard line. A bit of fisticuffs at the end of that play between Steph Bear and Victoria Thomas. I'm not sure Steph wants any piece of Victoria.
I wouldn't want any piece of Victoria. She is a violent running back. She just runs over people. She followed the block of Danielle Hawkins excellently, almost got in the end zone.
You gotta love the size up front for Dallas on that front line. And then you couple that with a power back like Victoria Thomas. That is tough to compete with.
They are unstoppable. Coach Bullock, he thought there's no way that Omaha could stay with this front line.
That is a fake handoff in the flat, wide open. Jade Randall manages to hold on to this one as Dallas goes up 21-6.
Great play selection by Coach Bullock. Watch the safeties. They're both at the line of scrimmage. Fogel and Howe, they come up wide open in the end zone. Nobody even saw Jade Randall at the back of the end zone. Great call and a great play by Angel.
Just like that, Dallas going up 21-6. And we're just at the halfway point of the first quarter. You can see that Omaha defense already upset. They just don't have a lot of athletes there.
They don't. Coach Bullock, his scouting report, I asked him who was the best player on that defense. He could not name one.
Now a 2-point attempt. Check that. That is a 1-point attempt, and there's the defense finally coming through. That'll be no good. Our score will remain 21-6.
That's how they have to play defensive football. Swarm tackle. White got the ball. First person got to her, then everybody came around her. She had nowhere to go. That's the only chance Omaha has.
Dallas only needed 3 plays for 23 yards, taking a minute 47 off the clock. And that extended their lead to 21-6.
This Omaha offense might have to change into their track shoes. It might become a shootout. They have to do something to stay with this Dallas offense, because right now the Omaha defense just looks terrible.
On the offensive side of the ball, they have managed some success, namely on the back of number 18, Nikki Bernhardt. Now Bernhardt flanked to the left of Alex Drake. She will get the ball again, getting to the outside and just slammed against the boards by Danielle Hawkins. She gained 4.
That offensive line of Omaha, they don't stay with their blocks. Look, they make the first hit right there, but they do not contain Carmen Bourseau. She just threw off the block and made a great tackle. They have to stick with the block.
Carmen Bourseau, another free agent signing for Dallas. Number 16 coming over from Los Angeles. Now a 2nd and 6 ball at the Omaha 19-yard line. Drake from the shotgun, another handoff, kind of predictable now to Nikki Bernhardt. That'll be good enough for 4 yards, setting up a 3rd and 2.
Again, the tight ends for Omaha, Fogel and Phillips, they don't hold on to their blocks. They make the first hit, but you have to drive and stick with them. Bourseau again came off the block and made a good play.
It may be predictable, but at least they're not turning over the ball and creating short fields for their defense to manage.
We've heard all the hype about Alex Drake, the quarterback, but she has yet to complete a pass.
Drake will get an opportunity here, but chucks it out of bounds.
Another smart throwaway by Drake intended for Nikki Bernhardt or fans.
Almost a completion. It was a delayed safety blitz by Lori Wright. She came in untouched. Drake got rid of the football, almost got it out to Bernhardt, but overthrew her, went into stands.
Now this is a first down this Omaha offense has got to pick up. A very manageable 4th and 2.
Absolutely. And the way Bernhardt's running the football, I would not be surprised they handed it to her.
From the shotgun. Ball about the 22-yard line, and there it is, a draw play to Nikki Bernhardt. Impressive running by number 18, gaining 9 yards and moving the sticks.
Give credit to Lauren Fogel. She stayed with her block on the outside, and that allowed Bernhardt to turn the corner. That's what Fogel has to do to be successful against this Dallas defensive front.
That'll set up a 1st and 10 ball at the Dallas 18-yard line. Omaha looking pretty impressive against one of the elite teams in the league early.
Alex Drake, she's doing great as a game manager right now. You're right, moving the football down the field.
And there is Nikki Bernhardt. That was a tough hit against the boards. Give her credit, she managed to hold on to the ball, and that'll be good for an Omaha 1st down.
I don't want to say anything bad against the former coach of Omaha, but why didn't we see this all year long with Bernhardt? She's got skills, can turn the corner, she can break tackles, and score touchdowns.
Yeah, that is just poor assessment of a supreme athlete like Bernhardt.
You can tell talent like that after one practice, and she didn't see the football that much until tonight.
A 1st and goal. There it is again, number 18, Bernhardt, this time getting into the end zone. Not only showing power, but speed. That draws Omaha right back into this ball game.
Give a lot of credit to Sarah DiGregorio with a drive block that opened up a huge hole. Watch this on the outside. There's the block, containment right there, and she goes outside the block of Lindsey Noble and goes right in the end zone.
If there's a weakness on this Dallas team, it could very well be its defense. Coming into this game, ranked number 5 in the league.
You really have to hand it to offensive coordinator Sarah Robinson. She's attacking that weakness. They're starting 2 new cornerbacks, Courtney White and Lindsay Gaffney, replacing Jaramillo and Pugh, and she's going right at the corners.
A little stack set. That's a draw play to Nikki Bernhardt. A great open field tackle, that time by Shantae Cherie. You could see Bernhardt grimacing. That was a long 6-play, 35-yard drive taking up over 3 minutes. An impressive look by this Omaha offense.
We totally did not expect this. Nobody did. In fact, Dallas, we were prepping them maybe to be the champs this year, and they're letting Omaha, the worst offense in the league, score 2 quick touchdowns here in the 1st quarter.
And you could see Nikki Bernhardt just go to the sideline and collapse after she touched the ball 5 out of the 6 plays of that drive. And this is Jade Randall, a little shovel pass. That's good enough for 11 yards. This Dallas offense looking impressive. Let's meet their starters.
Cassandra Ashley, wide receiver.
Courtney White, wide receiver.
Jade Randall, tight end.
Danielle Hawkins, tight end.
Nicole Peterson, center.
Victoria Thomas, running back.
Michelle Angel, quarterback.
This offense on the shoulders of Michelle Angel. And now Angel back to pass. Big pressure by Amanda Hogan. Hogan and Angel going at it now, and flags start flying. This is getting a bit ugly as the benches start to clear.
Why is hitting me in my head?
Michelle Angel complaining about being struck in the head. A great pressure play by Amanda Hogan. And they may give Angel here an intentional grounding call.
Intentional grounding. Number 7, offense. 5 yards,
That is the call. Now let's flip to the Omaha side. We sat down with Shalyn Durham.
Shalyn, obviously you guys are out of the playoffs, but what is this team playing for tonight?
We're playing for our pride and for each other. We have a lot of haters out there. We don't have a head coach. There's not much to live for. For us, there is no tomorrow. So we're coming out and we're going to play hard-nosed football, and we're going to end this season by shutting those haters up and knowing that we did all we could.
A 2nd and 22 draw play. Courtney White getting to the open field. And she's going to score for the 2nd time tonight. White is quite the weapon for this offense.
Courtney White having a sensational ball game so far, but Shalyn Durham, watch her, number 12, the middle linebacker, getting blown out, and you'll see her chasing White into the end zone. That is not the way to shut up the haters.
Shalyn Durham talking about nobody believing in them. Well, when you get an opportunity to compete with a Dallas team, you've got to play competitive defense. That was not the case against Courtney White, and White having a very good rookie season.
Courtney White has turned into one of the most exciting players in the LFL. Every time she touches the football, you got to open your eyes because she can go in the end zone. She is really a good football player now.
Carmen Borceau, who was the starting running back for the Los Angeles Temptation, taking in the extra point. Now Dallas starting to pull away.
On any other team in the league, Carmen Borceau would be the starting running back. But with Victoria Thomas here, she's just a beast. There's no time for Borceau to see any action in the games.
The Omaha offense hurrying onto the field. This will be a 1st and 10 from the 15. Drake in the flat, finding Lindsay Noble. That was a great strike to Noble, the veteran wide receiver, coming up for a 7-yard reception.
Alex Drake looked excellent in the pocket. She threw the ball underneath to Noble. Good completion, good gain. They have to keep pace with Dallas. They have to score here.
That'll bring it to the end of the first quarter. It has been a quarter of going back and forth. Give Omaha credit. They are going toe-to-toe.
Like your favorite LFL players and teams and receive breaking news stories. The LFL's official Facebook page, facebook.com/mylfl.
Welcome back to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco and Tessie Mitchison working our sidelines. Now a 2nd and 3 for the Omaha offense. From the shotgun, Drake inside handoff, and look at the defense surge. Jade Randall, cannot say enough about number 15 on the tackle.
Jade Randall having an outstanding season. She's up for Rookie of the Year. She might be up for MVP because she's playing great on both sides of the football.
That was a loss of 2. Inside handoff to Shalyn Durham. That's because Nikki Bernhardt, number 18, is on the sideline. And if anybody ever needed a breather, it's Nikki Bernhardt.
She touched the ball almost every play for Omaha. And again, Sarah Robinson knows her talent and has given her the football tonight.
A low snap by Vanessa Regis. Now Drake throwing it down the field, intercepted. Jade Randall with her league-leading 4th interception. Alex Drake very careless with the football.
Quarterback Alex Drake makes a good play. It's a bad snap by Regis. She scoops the football up. She has time to throw. Fogle wide open, and she throws it way over her head right to Jade Randall. That is not why they brought Alex Drake in here to Omaha.
Alex Drake not setting her feet. And then, as you said, well overthrown, intended for Lauren Fogle. Now this Omaha defense once again having to defend a short field as Dallas takes over at the midfield line. A little razzle-dazzle now. Angel back to throw, has a receiver wide open. That is Cassandra Ashley, and she allowed the ball to go right through her hands.
Great call by Coach Bullitt. A double reverse fake. They throw it back to the quarterback. Angel wide open, Ashley wide open, and now because of the way that's the way she catches, I can see why they play her at running back. She's not a wide receiver.
I think a lot of people are also getting some PT, some playing time, because Dallas firmly expects to win this ball game and are really trying to work through most of the roster. Handoff to Carmen Borceau, and Borceau showing her value. That was a 9-yard carry. A lot of people have forgotten about Borceau. She was one of the leading rushers last year for Los Angeles.
She's one of the finest north-south runners in the game. It's good to see her playing running back. Great run right there. She followed Nicole Peterson's block, and she doesn't make any moves. She just runs a straight line, and she gets 9 yards.
That Borceau run now setting up a 3rd and 1. They're going to fake the handoff to her. Angel looking in the end zone, buying time.
And that is smartly thrown away. That is something taught to Angel in the offseason. She does not make the mistakes you see from younger quarterbacks.
Good play by the safeties of Omaha, Fogel and Bear. They didn't go for the fake like they did before. It was the same kind of play action. They had Randall across the back of the end zone, but she wasn't open, and Angel just threw it away. Good play by Angel.
That'll bring us to a media timeout. Dallas up comfortably, 29-12.
LFL Mobile, giving you access to the gridiron goddesses of the LFL with exclusive photos, videos, live game reporting, and fan promotions. LFL Mobile. Download on your Android or iPhone.
Back to LFL football night here in Omaha, Nebraska. The visiting Dallas Desire up 29-12. Now a 4th and 1 for Dallas. Inside handoff, Victoria Thomas. No problem there, gaining 9 yards. That'll set up a 1st and goal for Dallas.
There is no way you can stop Victoria Thomas to a 1-yard gain. They ran at Shalyn Durham, right at her. Another great block by Peterson, the center, and they surely got the 1 yard and more with Victoria Thomas's run.
That is Lindsey Howell, the former Omaha quarterback. Moved to the defensive side of the ball after Drake was signed. This is Angel. This is pass and catch with Jade Randall. It does not get any easier than that. That is the #1 ranked receiver in the league, and you leave her wide open.
We have Shalyn Durham calling the defensive shots for Omaha, and you're 100% right. You cannot leave Jade Randall wide open, and they did. They went for the play-action fake, and the safeties have to stay back. With Randall back there, you can't go for the fakes. She's wide open in the end zone. That's all on Durham right there.
Shalyn Durham, often heralded as the best athlete on this Omaha roster, but that's not saying much.
Well, that defense, it's ranked #8, but she has the most talent of all the starters. But when you're #8, you're right.
That is a handoff extra point attempt. They're going to Carmen Borso a ton on this drive. Extending their lead, Dallas is, to 37-12.
I really like it that Coach Bullitt is playing Borso at fullback, because in the playoffs, can you imagine that 1-2 combination? You have Victoria Thomas and then Borso behind her.
That is an excellent signing here in the offseason. If Thomas has had a lot of shoulder conditions. Don't forget about that. She has a chronic condition where she pops out her shoulder almost routinely. So it's good to know that you've got a Carmen Borso to spell her. A 1st and 10 draw play. Again to Nikki Bernhardt, and Bernhardt also looking impressive. That's 7 yards. Now slow to get up.
Bernhardt is taking a lot of hits tonight, but she is the only bright spot for that Omaha offense. She's playing a whale of a game right now in a losing cause, though.
Bernhardt better be in excellent cardio condition, because you're right. There's absolutely no other production outside of number 18. Now a 2nd and 3 for this offense. Ball near the midfield line. Drake apparently very comfortable in the shotgun. She has remained there all night. That's another draw play to Bernhardt. Bernhardt gaining 4 yards.
This Omaha offense has become a one-trick pony. It's all Nikki Bernhardt. And I was shocked because we thought it's going to be Alex Drake tonight throwing bombs. We haven't seen any bomb tonight from Alex Drake. In fact, you know what? I'm not sure why they brought her in.
That's an excellent point. We really haven't seen her stretch the field. She did have a completion to Lindsey Noble, but when you think about it, there are really no offensive threats down the field as far as receivers.
Lindsey Howell, you mentioned her as a previous quarterback, but she threw the football as well as Drake's throwing the football tonight. We thought she's going to be throwing bombs, post patterns, deep corners, and we have seen nothing from Drake tonight.
That was a pass attempt, but there was a sack. Danielle Hawkins. Not a lot of credit given to Hawkins, an all-fantasy defensive end, all over Drake on that play.
Drake has to throw the football to have any shot. They're down 25 points already. There's over 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. But, you know, they could have done this with the other quarterback, been down 25 points.
It seemed not that long ago that this Omaha team was in this ball game. They have got to get back on the scoreboard. There's Drake just chucking it down the field, intended for Lindsey Noble, and that was into double coverage.
There was no scheme there at all. There was no threats on the safeties to bring them back. Everybody was all over Noble, and it's a good thing that wasn't thrown low toward Noble. It would have been picked off.
A 3rd and 14 ball at the Omaha 22-yard line. Drake certainly has the arm power to get it down the field. As we said, not a lot of targets, though.
She's playing without a head coach. I know we're trying to build these girls up like they can coach, but right now they look really confused, and this offense, aside from Nikki Bernhardt, is doing nothing.
That was a 4-yard carry by Drake. That'll set up a 4th and 10 for this offense. And again, if they turn it over on downs, you're talking about a 25-yard field to one of the better offenses in Dallas.
And again, I hate to put this all on the players because they had coaching problems all season long. Obviously, the coach had some health problems. He's not here any longer. They're trying to play. They're giving their best tonight, but it's just not good enough.
Well, Coach Tony DeRamus, he certainly had health problems, but his bigger issue was his lack of coaching ability. That is a 4th down handoff. That is not going to have a chance. Steph Bear on the carry. No gain as Dallas takes over on downs.
A great read by safety Lori Wright. She saw that play. There's no threat. There's no deep threat, so she came up quick and stopped Omaha short. Now it's Dallas's ball again.
From the shotgun, that is a draw play. Victoria Thomas again bulldozing her way all the way down to the 8-yard line. Had Thomas kept her footing, that would have been a score.
This is Omaha's season in a nutshell. Stephanie Bear had a shot. She is a wide open shot to bring Thomas down. Watch number 17. Should have been down right there. She's playing touch football right there. Didn't even wrap up, didn't try to tackle. Just bad play by this entire Omaha defense.
A 1st and goal now. Dallas in firm control of this game. Fakes the draw play into the end zone. Again to number 15, Jade Randall. Lauren Fogel is going to have nightmares about Jade Randall.
You are 100% right. This is the 3rd time they have the play action fake in the red zone, and the safeties, Fogel and Howell, they both come up. All you need is one step for Jade Randall to be wide open in the end zone, and there it is again. Great throw by Michelle Angel, and Randall's having a heck of a game tonight.
Now the extra point attempt. This will be a 2-point attempt. Carmen Bourseau, nobody challenging number 16. And Dallas extending their lead to 45-12.
This is a great show for this Dallas offense. Now, if you're Seattle watching this football game, that's who Dallas will have to face in the playoffs. But can you imagine having Victoria Thomas as a starter, Bourseau as the backup, and then when you worry about the running game, you got Jade Randall, a wide receiver. What a combination. What an exciting offense Dallas has.
Omaha's offense now taking over. This game may be out of reach, but they've got to mount some kind of momentum. A 1st and 10 play. Alex Drake from the shotgun, now evading the rush, trying to get past the front line. In doing so, a nice run by the 5'8" quarterback, 8-yard carry. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning here in Omaha, Nebraska, as Dallas is bullying its way into the lead.
Follow your favorite LFL players and teams and receive breaking news stories. Like the LFL's official Twitter page, twitter.com/mylfl.
Back to LFL football night. It has been that kind of night for the Omaha defense, having given up 45 points already.
That picture said it all. The realism has set in. They just don't have the guns and talent to stay with Dallas.
2nd and 2 now for the first-year quarterback, Alex Drake. Ball at the Omaha 23-yard line. Drake back to throw, now going to take off with it. A little shovel pass forward to Nikki Bernhardt. I'm not sure that was a design play. It gained 9 yards.
I believe this was Drake being an athlete again because Bernhardt was in front of her, so it wasn't an option play. It was improvision by Drake, and she made a good play of it.
That's when Drake tends to get you in trouble, when she improvises. That is something the New England coaches absolutely drove them crazy.
Well, it showed. New England had a really bad season also. She has the talent. But again, you mentioned it. Maybe it's just a coaching.
1st and 10 play to the end zone. There you go, to our point. Drake just threw into double coverage 9 times out of 10, that's intercepted.
That should have been an interception. Trying to hit Lindsay Noble. She was open, but if you throw it deep to the outside where she's the only one that can catch it, she threw it behind Noble, and you're right, that should have been picked off.
And apparently we've got a penalty down on the field. This could be interference on Dallas.
I don't know how, because the ball was thrown behind.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Roughing the passer, number 14 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference on the defense, number 15. 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Okay, so the roughing penalty on Victoria Thomas is declined, but the pass interference, and that gives Omaha new life.
That's the biggest offensive play all night for Omaha. They called Jade Randall, I believe. I didn't see it. I just thought it was a bad pass way behind the receiver, Noble, but I believe they called it on Randall.
That pass interference was on the free safety, Jade Randall, giving Omaha a 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line, make it a 1st and goal. This is exactly the break this offense needed.
You have to take advantage of situations like this. You're in the red zone. This is where Drake's a good player. She can improvise. I know you don't like that, but inside the red zone, she might have to.
A 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Wide open in the flat, but well overthrown. Pass intended for Nikki Bernhardt and just overthrew her. That was a duck.
There was a duck. She had Hal open, too. She was trying to throw off her back foot, falling back. She just doesn't have that arm strength. You have to plant the foot, know you're going to take a hit, and throw it on a line. She just threw a duck out there. You're right.
She's a rookie quarterback. She'll admit it herself. She's got a lot to work on from a fundamental standpoint. Like you said, she threw her off her back foot, and that ball just sailed on her.
All of the good teams, all the playoff teams this year, they have quarterback coaches. I think that's all Alex Drake needs.
That's a 2nd and goal, and that is what we talked about. A very careless shovel pass by Alex Drake, picked off by Shantae Cherie.
With any coaching, she would know to throw this ball away. She calls this play. There's absolutely nothing there. She throws it up for grabs, turns the ball over. I know Omaha's not going in the playoffs, but that's how you kill the momentum and kill your offense. She needs a coach.
A team that's down 45-12, and you have a 1st and goal at their 9-yard line. You got to come away with some points.
Come away with points, but don't make stupid mistakes. That's, if you look on the other side of the ball, Michelle Angel, she's not having a great game, but she's a great game manager. The only way Dallas loses this game if you make turnovers. She doesn't have one. On the other side, Drake's making crazy plays like that.
I cannot say enough about number 7 and how she's developed in this offense. And there she is again, finding a receiver deep in the flat. That is Danielle Hawkins. And what placement by Michelle Angel.
And this play-action passing game that Dallas has, I absolutely love it because it holds everybody, the linebacker and the safeties and the corner. They look for the run first, and that split second allows the receivers to get open, and Michelle Angel is playing perfect game at quarterback tonight.
A 1st and 10 toss play. That is Shantae Cherie. Cherie coming with the interception earlier, now an 11-yard carry. She's one of the better dual threats in the game.
She's a great player, but it looks like Omaha's defense has given up. Nobody's putting their head in there. Nobody's trying to make tackles. They're letting everybody who touches the ball on Dallas run right through them.
We are under a minute remaining. Plenty of time for this offense. Dallas still having a pair of timeouts. And this is Michelle Angel on a quarterback bootleg, getting into the end zone and just staring down Lauren Fogel. That is all confidence by number 7.
You gotta love this. Almost a naked reverse. She fumbles a snap, little bobble right there. She recovers. She bootlegs out. She's not even looking for a receiver. She knows she's going to try to run in, and she gets in. This Omaha defense can't even tackle the quarterback.
And we've had some back and forth after that score.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 on the offense. That penalty will be administered on the ensuing possession for Omaha.
So an unsportsmanlike call on Dallas after the score. That'll be marked off on the kickoff. I'm not sure that's going to matter much.
It's not going to matter. They have 51 points right now. Right now, if Omaha was a college football team, everybody would schedule them for homecoming. 51 points at halftime.
That is a handoff to Carmen Borso. Borso picking up the extra point. That'll extend the lead to 53-12.
I've never seen in all my years in the LFL 53 points scored in the first half of one football game. That's incredible.
That's not incredible in Omaha. And unfortunately, these fans, they've just seen some grotesque football the last 2 seasons.
Can you imagine if they had a playoff-bound football team? These are some of the best fans in the LFL, but they have watched horrible football.
This is Alex Drake going to work from midfield, finding Marissa Mitchell-Riley. That is one of the only threats they have on the outside, and that is the first time number 10's been targeted.
She's a speed demon. They should try to get her deep. That play right there, that's how we thought Alex Drake was going to start this game off. Here it is with 6 seconds left in the half, and she completes her first solid pass.
This should be the last play of the half. That's Alex Drake going to run for it. Obviously, no chance there. That is tackled by Shantae Cherie as the clock winds down. That is an ugly ending after you get the ball at midfield. But that's been the story for this Hart team. That'll do it for us for the first half. A very physical game, but ultimately dominated by Dallas.
I want you to stay in help block. Our blocking, we're not hitting it. Okay. They're getting right by, we're not giving enough time. But you're going to have to take a hit once in a while. I know that sucks, but if you want to win, you got to take a hit.
A look inside the Omaha locker room as we welcome you back to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco. Now, Bobby, this player-coach experiment thing not working out well for Omaha. They are down 53-12 at halftime.
As expected, Dallas dominating this football game, but they're doing it on the ground. Victoria Thomas, a solid first half, 48 yards. And as a team, they're averaging 13.5 yards, incredibly, per carry.
And you cannot win a ball game giving up nearly 14 yards a carry to the opposition. On the offensive side of the ball for Omaha, they did what they were supposed to do. They went out and found a free agent quarterback in Alex Drake of the New England Liberty, hoping to open up that vertical passing game. That has not happened in the first half of this game. In fact, you can make the argument that Alex Drake has been rather careless with the football.
You're right, very careless, throwing the football where she shouldn't, all over the field, telegraphing her passes. But for Omaha, the running game, Nikki Bernhardt looks good. 2 first-half touchdowns, and she's been the workhorse for that whole offense. Drake has to step it up in the second half.
Now, Drake has managed to hand the ball off to Nikki Bernhardt for a pair of scores, but it was really just Dallas doing all the scoring in the first half of this one. Posted 53 first-half points. Let's take a look at those scores. It was Courtney White very early on, the opening kickoff on a 55-yard touchdown run. Then Nikki Bernhardt, the running back of Omaha, 35 yards out, made it a ball game. Yet the next 2 scores were by Dallas. Shantae Cherie on a 21-yard touchdown run. Then possibly league MVP Jade Randall on a 2-yard reception. Bernhardt once again answering for Omaha, making it an actual football game. But the final 4 scores turn out the lights. It was all Dallas desire. Jade Randall on a pair of touchdown receptions from Michelle Angel, and yet another big run by Courtney White. And to end the half, Michelle Angel keeps it herself on a 5-yard touchdown scramble. That brings us to our halftime score of 53-12 as we look at the first half stats.
If you love passing, the first half was not one of your favorite halves. Neither quarterback put up many yards, although Dallas quarterback Michelle Angel was efficient, 4 out of 7. But like I mentioned, the big numbers came on the ground. 148 yards for Dallas, 93 for Omaha, with Nikki Bernhardt accounting for 89 of them. Alex Drake in this Omaha passing game has to step it up to have any shot in the second half.
We will see if Alex Drake and company do any damage in the second half. The final 20 minutes of football. Kickoff is next.
Warrior Black, the official eye black of LFL athletes.
Back inside the Ralston Arena here in Omaha, Nebraska. LFL Football Night with Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Desi Mitchison.
What a half by Dallas, 53 points. I think the only thing good with that is alcohol sales is way up here in Omaha.
That's Lindsey Gaffney. A nice kick and a good return by Lindsey Noble. Noble gaining 13 yards, lowering her shoulder here. Oh,
Lindsey Noble, We spoke about her early in the season. She is one of the bright spots for Omaha, but nothing's designed around her. She doesn't get the football as much as she should, and now without a coach, she's hardly seeing the ball at all.
I don't think much of anything is designed in Omaha, and that is why they are without a coaching staff. As we take a look at Alex Drake's first half passing stats, not a lot there.
Not a lot of attempts there. I thought they were going to light it up throwing the ball, but they have not.
That's Alex Drake just throwing it away once again. Pass intended for Lindsey Noble and Victoria Thomas all over Drake.
Getting back to Coach Bullett's point about this offensive line of Omaha, that explains it right there. You know, we've been all over Drake, but she's not getting any time to throw the ball at all.
Drake is one of those receivers that has to have weapons and a good line in front of her to develop as a young or just as a quarterback.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. And right now she has no coach, which is not helping her. But without a line in front of her, she's going to look terrible.
Again down the field, overthrown and intercepted again. That is Lindsey Gaffney. Let's see if this interception holds. There is a penalty on the field.
Defense number 15.
Wow.
10-yard penalty for BB spot. Automatic. First down.
That is twice in this ball game that we've seen this Omaha offense build out.
She's trying to go for a post pattern right there. Number 20, you see her come in. It's a debatable call. I mean, she puts her hands on Noble, but I don't know if it affected the play. The referee thought it did, and it's a big break coming out here in the second half for Omaha.
Lori Wright, the free safety. There's a look at Wright, number 20. That's who they called on the pass interference. That'll give first down. A first down to Omaha at the 20-yard line. Drake remains in the shotgun, rolling right, looking to the end zone, and look at the pressure again. This time it was Victoria Thomas and Danielle Hawkins. And again, we've got a penalty.
There was 4 blockers going against 2 players of Dallas. Hawkins and Victoria, and they still can't block them.
On the offense, number 15. The penalties decline. Result of play is second down.
To your point, Bobby, despite the holding call, they still got through.
They have 4 blockers against 2 defensive linemen, and nobody touches them. That's just so bad of technique by the offensive line of Omaha. It's making this whole team of Dallas look like all-stars.
That was a 13-yard loss on the sack and the penalty, setting up a 2nd and 23, ball backed up to the Omaha 17-yard line. The Heart are going to have to test down the field, potentially again with Lindsey Noble. A high snap over Drake's head, and Drake just trying to chase it down. I'm not sure what this was. She batted it out of the end zone.
Just a horrible snap by Vanessa Regis. She tries to throw it. I don't know what she was trying to do there, because that's going to be a safety, but now they just give Dallas the football.
There are the numbers on Michelle Angel. A stark contrast to Alex Drake. Angel's taken advantage of most opportunities tonight.
A lot of play action passes, really looks sharp, and as I mentioned, she is a great game manager tonight. No mistakes, no turnovers, no fumbles.
And what about Courtney White? That was a 12-yard carry. White opened up this game with a score on that 55-yard kickoff return, and now showing to be a spark plug for this offense.
A spark plug and a jitterbug. That Omaha defense does not want to see her with the football because she can go anywhere.
A 1st and 10 now. Ball at the Omaha 23-yard line. Angel looking down the field to Nicole Peterson. And Peterson looked like a center trying to run a pattern.
That is exactly why most teams do not throw the football to your center. It was a really good-looking play action, double fake. You have your center doing a corner route. She's open. A great pass by Angel hits her in the hands, but most centers cannot catch the football.
I think Dallas is just having a little fun now with the play calling. Up very comfortably, 55-12 in this ball game.
You're right. I would not be surprised if Nicole Peterson told Coach Boat, hey, let's call that play. I'll catch it.
A 2nd and 4 handoff, Cassandra Ashley. Ashley being worked into this offense quite a bit here in the second half. That was a 4-yard carry.
I think with White getting a lot of action, touching the ball a lot, taking a lot of hits, right now Coach Bullitt doesn't want their players to take that many hits, especially with the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, at this point, you're clearing out your bench. There's no chance this Omaha offense is going to mount any kind of rally, so why not get some reps to the second and third stringers? That's a draw play again to Cassandra Ashley. Finally a defensive effort. That was led by Lauren Fogel and Jasmine Gaddison.
That's the first time all night we've mentioned Jasmine Gaddison. She made a great play. Hardly any blocking up front by Dallas, but it's the first time that we mentioned Omaha defensive linemen.
Now this is a 4th and 9. This should be the type of play that a defense welcomes and gets a stop.
It should. You should come out with a blitz if you want to against Angel something, but this is when you light your eyes up.
4th and 9 play, a lot of time for Angel in the pocket, setting her feet and misfiring. We don't see that often. Intended for Jade Randall.
Where's that been all night? The first stop for this Omaha defense.
And we've got a penalty on the field. Wow. You know the saying, Bobby, that every blind squirrel finds a nut. Well, this Omaha defense found a nut and somebody just ripped it out of her hands.
That's just incredible. You can see the frustration right there on Durham's face. They finally stopped this Dallas offense, and then they kick themselves in the butt, and Dallas has another chance. Unbelievable.
4th and 4 is a lot easier to convert than 4th and 9, because this also opens up the potential draw play to a Cassandra Ashley or a Carmen Borcel.
It opens up everything. It gives them another shot, which you can't do against this potent Dallas offense.
They're going to fake the handoff. This is a reverse to Shantae Cherie, and Cherie getting to the outside and into the end zone. A 17-yard reverse. We saw a very similar play, if not the exact same play, in the first half.
You cannot give an offense like Dallas another chance. The corners, they don't contain. The safeties come flying up. There's nobody outside. And shocker, another touchdown for Dallas.
Now, if you're the Seattle Mist watching this game film, you're yelling at your corners to stay home because this offense loves the reverse.
They do, and you're 100% right. I guarantee Coach Michelson is going to be studying and showing all his players this, and they have so much talent. I mean, we talked about everybody but Shantae Cherie at running back, and she takes it to the house.
And that was Carmen Borcel converting on another extra point, and that brings us to the 63-point mark of this game as we go to break. Back to third quarter action, or the Rocky Horror Show. If you're an Omaha Heart fan, 63-12. We thought Omaha would struggle tonight, but to give up 63 points, and we're still in the third quarter.
This is unbelievable. 63 points already.
That is the sole bright spot for this team, Nikki Bernhardt. That time Bernhardt gaining 4 yards. And if you're Omaha, take whatever you can.
Absolutely. The one good thing for Omaha, I think their coaches, which is players, Shalyn Durham and Sarah Robinson, I think their jobs are secure because nobody's going to want to coach this team.
Well, I think what you got to do is you got to explode this roster from 1 through 20 and bring in some football players.
Football players and football coaches. The fans are here. They get all kinds of support. They just need a team on the field.
A good dump-off play. We haven't seen that from this passing game. Alex Drake to Lindsey Noble, and that'll be enough for Omaha first down.
There's a nucleus of players here led by Lindsey Noble. I don't know if Alex Drake, you mentioned she'll be back in New England next year, but there's a handful of players they can start with. You're right, they need some free agents, and they really need a good coaching staff.
I think by handful you mean 3. Shalyn Durham, Lindsey Noble, and Nikki Bernhardt.
Absolutely right.
I cannot name another football player on this roster. That's how bad it is.
But we don't know about Marissa Mitchell. We know she's got hands and speed, but they don't throw her the football. We don't know how good she is.
And that's Alex Drake, tough getting up. Actually, that's Nikki Bernhardt. And if anybody's going to need a hot tub following this game, that is number 18.
That's the one bright spot we mentioned. But you know what? This shows a lot of teams her talent, which we haven't seen all season. I mean, you know, she could be a free agent someday, too. If I was another coach, I'd be looking at her.
Now a 2nd and 10 for Alex Drake. Good time in the pocket. Intercepted again. This time again by Jade Randall. I believe that's the second interception for Randall.
Randall is having an outstanding game as a defensive back. Watch this. She reads Drake's eyes. She comes underneath the receiver. She is just a great athlete, as we mentioned, on both sides of the football, but she is making a run for it. I hate to say this, for the MVP award of the league. I know it's against Omaha, but she's doing this against everybody.
That is a hard argument to go against. Jade Randall not being voted league MVP, and she certainly has the inroad for Rookie of the Year.
She certainly does. I just love the way she flies around the football as a defensive back and, of course, as a wide receiver.
A 1st and 10 handoff to Cassandra Ashley. Ashley getting a lot of touches, not someone that's really been headlining this offense. Again, I think that just goes back to trying to work this roster.
That's exactly why you want her carrying the football. She got a little nicked up right there. You don't want your starters getting hurt when you know you have to play Seattle first round of the playoffs.
Now a 2nd and 7 for this offense, and I got to start wondering, when is Michelle Angel going to be pulled from this game?
I totally agree. In fact, Coach Bullitt told me he would do that. If this game got out of hand, he would pull her out of the game.
A 2nd and 7 play. Angel throwing into the flat into coverage. And just look at the ball hawk. Jade Randall, that was not necessarily a great pass. She just wanted it more.
This is what great receivers do. They come back toward the quarterback. They catch the ball at the high point. And you know what? It's between her and the defensive back. Who wants the ball more? And obviously Jade Randall does.
Randall, the Harvard grad. Very cerebral, but one heck of an athlete as well. That is a handoff to Victoria Thomas. Do not get in front of number 14. And that's good for another Dallas score. You could see nobody wanted a piece of Victoria Thomas.
For as big as she is, watch her jump cut. She gets stalled on the back reel. Boom, one cut outside. She's in the end zone. Nobody wants a piece of her.
Now the extra point attempt. Dallas will go for the 1-point conversion and try to put 70 points on this Omaha team.
70 points in 3 quarters. Just incredible.
Dallas actually going for a 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. Angel scrambling left, pump faking, and now just walking into the end zone. There's just no effort. That time, Steph Bear could have asked for an autograph.
She could have. She could have got one, too. I can't say enough about how Michelle Angel has developed at quarterback. You might call Coach Bullitt the quarterback whisperer. She has become like an all-league quarterback just in 1 year. Right there, that little pump fake, that stops the defensive back, and then she goes in the end zone.
Omaha taking over now from its own 15-yard line, going back to their bank. Nikki Bernhardt, look at that defense swarm. That is Lori Wright and Danielle Hawkins on the tackle. They've seen enough of number 18.
They did it again. It's right here. It's in my mouthpiece. It's in my mouthpiece. My tooth is. San Francisco.
I don't know if that's a laughing matter, but that's Danielle Hawkins. She's bawling so hard that apparently she lost her tooth in her mouthpiece.
And she doesn't want to come out of the game. I mean, it's just incredible heart that she plays with. She's losing her teeth like a hockey player and staying in the game.
Drake going back to work, if that's what you want to call it. In the shotgun, looking down the field, now looking to check down. No, she's going to go down the field. That was intended for Marissa Riley. That'll fall incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 8.
Marissa Riley was behind the coverage. I know they're way behind, 71-12, but she beat the coverage, and Drake had the time. She couldn't deliver a strike, couldn't get her the football.
At this point, you just got to get through your offense, get a few first downs, and try to get into the end zone. Again, you need some kind of momentum here.
I'm kind of disappointed in Alex Drake tonight. I really expected her to be an accurate passer when she gets the time, and she has not shown that tonight.
A 3rd and 8 handoff to Nikki Bernhardt. Look at Jade Randall come up. Not only make the tackle, but look at her trying to strip the ball. Again, that is a well-coached team.
Well-coached, and again, this team has desire to play. 71-12, you think they'd be, their mind would be elsewhere. They'd be thinking about the playoffs, but they're not.
Has desire to play. I see what you did there, Bobby Hugo, and that is Jade Randall. are back for the final 10 minutes of football. And dare I say, the final 10 minutes of Omaha Heart football for the year.
It has been a long season for the Heart. Wow.
A 4th and 4 now for Alex Drake. This is a design keeper, and that should be enough for a first down. That's one of the things that Alex Drake gives you. She's got good size and decent mobility.
If you put good players around her, she can be a fine LFL quarterback. But Omaha, the one good thing about Omaha, that defense will be in the LFL record books for probably all time.
Now, not in a good way.
I know.
No, they've given away quite a few points.
I think the 3rd time this year over 70.
I stopped counting. 1st and 10, ball at the 20. There's Alex Drake, a design draw play. That to Nikki Bernhardt. Bernhardt will gain 2 yards.
Nikki Bernhardt has made a name for herself tonight. She's down so many points, but she keeps playing. She keeps playing. Get a great motor. She is going to be a hell of an LFL football player. I don't know if it's going to be with Omaha, but she will be a good player.
Yeah, you got to get some blockers in front of her. They need a quarterback. They have a couple receivers. They basically, I mean, you've got to revamp this ball club.
You said it. Blow the team up and start over again, because right now they're playing embarrassing football.
2nd and 8 play. This could be an option. Drake's going to hold on to it. No gain on the play. Shantae Cherie. She's been chasing down Alex Drake all night.
This cannot be fun for the Omaha fans. And I mentioned it before. They have loyal and great fans. They come out every game, and they've been giving up 70 points a game, but they still come out.
Yeah, this is football country, the heart of football in Omaha, Nebraska, and they certainly are not going to tolerate this for much longer. A 3rd and 8 play, Drake looking to pass. Deep down the field, overshoots her target. Her and Lindsay Noble have been very inconsistent.
And they're not attacking the safeties at all. They're throwing underneath passes to Noble, and she's covered, and there's absolutely nothing there. She got time to throw the ball, but no receivers were open.
Now a 4th and 8. You've got field position on your side because you're at the Dallas 18-yard line. I mean, do you look at a Nikki Bernhardt draw play again, or do you actually try to complete something down the field?
Yeah, why not? 71-12. Throw something down the field.
That's a good point. There's nothing on the line here. Alex Drake looking down the field, now scrambling right. Has a receiver. That's Marissa Riley, and she's going backwards. She legitimately had a chance at a first down and decided to take off the other way.
At first, I thought the ball was picked off the way she caught the ball and ran backwards. I thought Dallas had the ball. Watch this. She catches it and runs right back toward the quarterback.
Well, you know what? Fundamentals are key, right?
I've never seen that. And the pass shouldn't have been thrown. You need 8, and you throw it underneath like that where she has no shot.
Yeah, I think she was trying to cut across the field, obviously, but didn't work out. Riley, we said, is one of the potential cornerstones they can build around. Has the speed, good hands, but just could not convert there as Dallas takes over. Michelle Angel surprisingly remains in at quarterback with a little over 7 minutes remaining in this game. That's a handoff to Carmen Borceau. He's had a good night. Carmen Borceau for 6 yards on that carry.
Some things never change. When Carmen Borceau played for Los Angeles, every time you give her the football, you get 5 or 6 yards. Here she is playing for Dallas, same thing. Bam, 6 yards.
Like you said, she's not an elusive runner. It's a very north-south type runner. So as long as you can get her impacted at the line of scrimmage, she's not going to do damage. But tonight, it's been the secondary that's trying to take down Borceau, and that's not going to happen. That's a little toss play. Shantae Cherie. That is another powerful running back. Finally a hit. Nice shot delivered by Amanda Hogan, the free safety.
I like that Coach Bullitt put Cherie in the backfield. You don't want Victoria Thomas taking a lot of hits, and Cherie has that same size. I wouldn't want to tackle her one-on-one. She can go.
And there you go. There's the hit from Amanda Hogan at the end. Hogan's been with this franchise since its inception back in 2012. So she's seen the good and the very bad recently.
It's amazing. A few years ago, this team, this Omaha defense, beat Jacksonville, who was a powerhouse. In fact, I believe they shut them out.
They had a #1 defense As strange and foreign as that sounds saying it now, they actually had the #1 defense here in their expansion season in 2012.
That is hard to believe. I mean, all year long, this team has given up 70 points and over, it seems like every game. And just a few short years ago, they were #1 on defense.
A lot of work to do in Nebraska this offseason. The first measure is going to be to find a head coach. A first down handoff and getting to the outside and into the end zone. That is Lori Wright. Has anybody not scored on this Dallas roster?
I don't think so. Watch this defense. Nobody wants to tackle. Nobody. It's like playing touch football out there. Nobody's trying to tackle the running back.
Lori Wright, they're going deep into their bench now. Wright, mainly a free safety, now getting time at the running back position. So let me get this straight. You've got Victoria Thomas, Carmen Bourseau, Shante Cherie, Courtney White, and now Lori Wright.
And then Cassandra Ashley, too.
See, there's one I missed. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. That's another reverse to Cherie and nobody there. This is starting to look like a pinball machine with points. 79 now. You think Omaha can mount a rally?
I do not think they can do that. On the other side, Dallas, they might set the league record for points scored. There's a lot of time left, and they got 79 on the board.
You're such a pessimist, Bobby Huco. I mean, this is a short field. This is an explosive offense that Omaha has. I could see a comeback. We want to try to keep our audience here, Bob. There you go. Case in point, Nikki Bernhardt. Bernhardt nearing the 1,000-yard mark in this game. I don't think I've seen a running back this utilized outside of maybe Christelle Harris a couple years ago in Chicago.
I'll tell you what, though. Offensive coordinator Sarah Robinson tonight, she's going with the only thing that has worked. Nikki Bernhardt.
Yeah, when in doubt, you go to your bank, and that has been number 18. And how do you judge Alex Drake on this night?
Very bad. I mean, the whole reason she was brought in is to light it up, and she hasn't thrown the ball well or even attempted to throw deep balls tonight.
Nikki Bernhardt taking some serious hits there in that interior of the defense, and so slow to get up now.
Slow to get up, but she's been taking hits all night, and she is absolutely a warrior. Look at her get up. She won't come out of the game. She'll probably want more carries because this is her game tonight.
Nikki Bernhardt, you could see just being now tended to, her helmet flying off. If Madden was here, he'd start pulling out turduckens. She's just a competitor.
She's a competitor, and whoever the new coach will be next year, when you watch these tapes, they'll watch this last game, and that's who you're going to build your team around.
That 1-yard carry did get an Omaha first down. Bernhardt continuing to stay in this game in excellent physical shape, obviously. A 1st and 10 play from the shotgun. Look at that defense get after Drake. And number 16 just hoisting that into the stands. Not even close to Lindsey Howell.
Alex Drake is definitely seeing ghosts in the pocket. She actually had adequate protection, but she kept looking down at the line and not the receivers and threw it up. There's nobody there. You can tell a quarterback's confidence is down when they don't look at the secondary. They look at the line for where they're going to get hit.
Nearing the 3-minute mark in 3 minutes of football until Dallas starts thinking about Seattle. What about that matchup?
That's a heck of a matchup. Seattle is loaded, but right now Dallas is the hot team. They are the team to beat.
The Cinderella team, keep in mind, Dallas did beat Seattle, but the big asterisk mark that I would put on that game is Danica Brace. She did not return in the second half with a concussion. So can they beat a healthy Seattle Mist team?
It's going to be fun to watch. They have the talent to it. They are playing hotter than anybody in the league. They have to go up there into that beehive in Seattle, which is as tough as anywhere to play in the LFL. Seattle's going to be ready. You know Coach Michelson, he's hearing all this Dallas talk. They're coming into his house. It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, a lot of people pretty much had circled Los Angeles versus Seattle when the season started, and this expansion franchise came out of absolutely nowhere. And look at, we've got another turnover here. That was a poor exchange from Vanessa Regis to Alex Drake. Not that it matters. And Shante Cherie again coming up with a turnover.
Another bad snap by Vanessa Regis. Right now, I think most of this Omaha team has given up, with the exception of Nikki Burnell. They can't even get a snap right now.
Michelle Angel continuing to stay in this game. And you know what? A lot of people judged her from leaving Los Angeles, but look at it now. Los Angeles, for the first time in franchise history, will not be in the postseason. Yet Michelle Angel is with the #1 seed in the Western Conference. And that #1 seed is up 79-12 as we are at the 2-minute mark. Cassandra Ashley and this Dallas team having fun. Back to LFL football night, and next week we've got an Eastern Conference playoff preview as Dakota Hughes and the Atlanta Steam travel into Chicago.
Those two teams hate each other. It's going to be a whale of a game. I don't care if it means anything. I don't care if they play again the following week. I cannot watch to see those two.
They will play in the Eastern Conference playoff. That has been set as New England and Omaha have been eliminated from postseason. Shocker. So we're going to see Chicago and Atlanta, Dallas versus Seattle.
That's just a cage fight. Two teams that hate each other.
A 2nd and 4 now. A high snap from Nicole Peterson. And they blew that play dead.
False start. Number 20 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
If there's one piece of negativity, and I'm sure the Bullet brothers will stress this, at times this has been a bit ugly as far as penalties are concerned.
Penalties, you're right. As far as that's concerned, you're right. It's ugly that way. But turnover-wise, he has got to be thrilled the way this offense didn't turn the ball over once.
This is a team with a +9 turnover margin. And when you have that, you're going to win some ball games.
And they have. They've won their key games. The interesting part about how they got there, Michelle Angel, she was a member of the Los Angeles Temptation last year. And she personally knocks them out tonight. By Dallas winning, LA is out.
Great open field tackle by Lindsay Noble. We've said some positive things about number 4. So hopefully she returns. If she does, that'll be her 5th season in Omaha. One of the 2 original franchise members, her and Amanda Hogan.
She is definitely a noble person for coming back for this year after year after year.
That's one good positivity, I guess. There is a lot of gutsiness on the roster, despite a lot of them just simply not being football players. It's one thing to be athletic. It's another thing to be a football player.
No, you're right. This team does have a lot of guts, a lot of courage, a lot of heart. But you say that about most teams when they get blown out.
No, specifically, I mean, I know I'm a little biased, but in the LFL, the girls compete. You hear about the NFL where guys take off plays. We famously heard about Randy Moss back in the day who admitted to taking plays off. You seldom see that in the LFL.
Hardly ever.
This is an end-around reverse. Courtney White, look at her speed get in the open. A great pickup tackled by Shalyn Durham. As we are now wrapping things up, under a minute to go. Shalyn Durham, we'll see if she returns to the Heart next season. She seems pretty committed to continuing the journey and rebuilding this team.
That's one of the players, to your point, Shalyn Durham, she's an example of a player who will not give up. 79-12, she is the heart of the heart. She will compete until this game is over and keep competing. I love her.
And I'm not sure what's going on here with Dallas. This seems to be just a victory formation type play, kneel down. We'll see if that's the case with under 20 seconds remaining. And you can see the Omaha defense completely winded. I'm sure they're going to be more happy than anybody when this clock reads all zeros, as this has been a very tough season in Nebraska. A 1st and 10 handoff. That is Cassandra Ashley, and look at her cut across the field and getting into the end zone. Having a little fun with Shalyn Durham, and that'll be a penalty. I'm not sure I agree with this call.
Not at all, but look at Cassandra Ashley. She's vying for some playoff playing time. She makes a jump cut behind the block of Nicole Peterson for a touchdown that spikes the ball on Durham's head. I like that. That's kind of cool.
That's an excellent point. Maybe that's why you're not taking a knee. This is almost like a preseason game for Dallas. They want to give a lot of looks to different players.
On the defense, number 12 for late hit. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 on the offense. Those penalties all set.
setting plays after the score. So that won't impact anything as Dallas will again line up for the 2-point attempt. And I cannot believe they have 85 points in this game. That's a handoff to Laurie Wright trying to get to the outside and does just that. 87 points scored in one football game.
Incredible. If I didn't know that was Laurie White, I see that number 20 in a blue uniform making moves like that. I thought that was Barry Sanders right there.
I'm really impressed with how deep this Dallas team is, and look at this. I mean, this is the bad news Bears. That was Lindsey Howell at quarterback, could not handle a bad snap, and that's how the season ends. How fitting is it that the season for Omaha ends on a bad snap and a fumble?
A very fitting ending to the Omaha Heart season. On the other side, what a game by Dallas. That offense is outstanding.
I think Dallas has definitely sent a message to the Seattle Mist. That is their opponent in the Western Conference playoff in 2 weeks. And for this Heart team, this could be the end of the road for a lot of people on that roster as they look to retool this offseason.
I'm really looking forward to that game. KK Matheny from Seattle going against Michelle Angel, the new gun in the LFL.
That should be a fun one. Michelle Angel versus KK Matheny and the return of Danica Brace. As we talked about, their previous game against Dallas did not return in the second half. She will be 100% and revving to go. That'll do it for us here on LFL Football Night in Omaha, Nebraska. For my partner, Bobby Huco, our sideline reporter, Desi Mitchison, our producer, Jonas Nordman, this is Mitch Mortaza, and we will see you next week on LFL Football Night.